A very good morning and welcome all of you to the daily news analysis for 27th of January 2025. So in this analysis today, guys, we are going to talk about anti-defection law. Our own Vice President of India, good morning and welcome all of you to the daily news and chairperson of Rajya Sabha. Just a minute, guys. Today, guys, we are going to talk about anti-defection law. Our own vice surrounded by a lot of tech gadgets, sometimes complicates the life. Now, this TV set is kept in front of us so that we can monitor your comments. So, in today's analysis, we are going to talk about anti-defection law. Our own chairperson of Rajya Sabha and Vice President of India has talked about whip. What do we mean by party whip in the Parliament, in the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha? How does it cripple, how does it curb the phenomena of freedom of expression, right, of the individual MPs? Because of the advent of anti-defection law, this tool was invented by the Rajiv Gandhi government. This anti-defection law was brought about. Under the anti-defection law, party whip was incorporated. So we are going to talk about this party whip in detail today. Before we begin, for the PDF, you can subscribe to the Telegram channel, the official Telegram channel of mine. That is Jatin Verma sir, PW only IAS, to get the regular updates about other classes like under Udan series and upcoming classes, upcoming batches, etc. You can find the entire information over here on this Telegram channel. Now, apart from this, the other news articles, MNREGA funds shortage. In the light of this news issue today, we are going to see how much is the center's share in MNREGA, what does the law say, what does the section 3 of MNREGA say on timely disbursement of wages. In how many days after the work is completed should the pay order be generated? Okay, funds transfer order should be executed by the district collector in how many days after the work has been completed? Since these are daily wagers, these people, Manrega workers, are not Adanis or Ambanis that they can rely on, uh, the payment of the wages for until next year or for until next month after the contract is completed. These are people who depend on Manrega wages for bread and butter needs, not the butter, let alone butter, bread needs of their, the daily needs of their day-to-day life, right? Now, should governors head the state universities? So first 3-4 topics are going to be analytical in nature every day, be it of your polity, they could be of economy, they could be of social issues or anything of that nature, right? 4, 5, 6, maybe whatever other issues are there in the day's news articles. So those could be of you can say factual nature or semi-factual, semi-conceptual, that kind of a thing. This sequence or this serial order I'll follow so that you can quickly choose for yourself what topics do you want, right? And a bit of more information related to these topics every day. Throughout the day, I keep on sharing in the form of MCQs, in the form of some other info bites on the Telegram channel. Now let's get started. Our own Vice President of India, who happens to be the chairperson of Rajya Sabha, is here saying that this party whip phenomena cripples or curtails the phenomena of, or curtails the freedom of speech and expression on the part of individual MPs and MLAs. So, why whip was brought about? What do we mean by whip? What is the solution? Even though this article talks about the problem only, they have also incorporated the views of former Secretary General of Lok Sabha, PDT Achari sir. Okay, so have incorporated that also along with this photo, a sample of whip as to what a whip, how a whip looks like. This was taken from Twitter. The credit goes to Twitter or X now, so that you should, anybody should not say that I have leaked out some confidential document from Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, nothing like that. So this was taken from X. Now coming here, what is a party whip? Let me quickly explain it to you. This is PDT Achari, who has been writing on various issues that affect the inside working of the parliament. Okay, now anti-defection law was brought about at the time when parties were falling. Parties were, just a minute. Yeah. So what happens when a political party, let's say of Rajiv Gandhi, wins seats which are on the margin? Let's say Manmohan Singh or Sonia Gandhi. Okay, so if 273 seats are required to sustain the government in Lok Sabha out of 545 seats in Lok Sabha, some political parties, opposition, or somebody or someone who does not want this government to continue will bribe 20 MPs. Bribe could be in cash or bribe could be in kind. In cash could be, let's say, if some capitalist in today's country, let's say Nadani says that we will give you 100 crore rupees and you come on our side. Okay, and telecom companies, they say, Amazon says, Amazon India, Amazon USA, they say that we will give you 10 crore rupees each or 100 crore rupees each to 20 MPs. How much will be the total expense? 2000 crore rupees. But if in return they get to form a government, this is Congress government, let's say they get to form some government ABC. Okay, this ABC government is in favor of Amazon policy, 100% retail. Amazon will get to earn 2 lakh crore rupees by investing 2000 crore rupees in defection. Defection of these 20 MPs from this political party to this political party, this opposition political party or ABC political party, will lead to e-commerce portal Amazon framing its own e-commerce policy and that policy getting implemented in India. Okay, so this kind of a phenomena is visible even in today's policies, even in today's politics rather. What is happening today? We see that coal mines, the people in Andhra Pradesh, people in Karnataka, they are the ones who are calling the shots from behind the scenes. They are the ones who make the MLAs of the state legislature defect in favor of or defect against one political party so that they can form a government which can extend their mine leases, out of which they can extract coal mine or other mines worth millions of dollars. This is what is happening. That is why now what happened when anti-defection law was brought about, it meant that MPs and MLAs cannot defect. MPs and MLAs cannot change sides. If they happen to change sides like this, they will end up losing their seat in the house they are elected to. If an MLA is there, he would lose his seat in the legislative assembly. If an MP is there, he or she would lose his stand to lose his seat in the Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, whichever house he or she belongs to. Perfect. Now, how can a government fall? Government can fall if it loses vote if it is unable to pass bill in the Lok Sabha. Okay, if it loses majority support, first of all, when there is a test of majority, no confidence motion or confidence motion, that yes, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is our Prime Minister. Okay, if 20 MPs or let's say 30 MPs, they switch sides and they say that we don't like Modi, for example, Prime Minister Modi will no longer be able to stand tall. He will not be able to continue as the Prime Minister. He would have to resign because of lack of support. Reason number one. If other reason could be if the party is not able to, if it is not able to pass a bill introduced by it. If the government bill lapses in the Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, in Lok Sabha effectively, then what will happen? Party will have to face the no confidence motion. Then also a party might fall. The lack of ability on the part of the government to pass its bill, to see through its bill in the Lok Sabha, is another indicator that government leader is not having the majority. Political party is not having the majority, right? So that is why whip was introduced. Third could be budget. If the party is not able to pass the budget, its own budget, government is not able to see through the Lok Sabha, the popularly elected house, then also it is assumed that party is not having enough majority. So these are the reasons. So that is why whip was introduced. Whip in simple words is an order. Order by the political party to its MLAs that you have to vote in the favor of the bill. That all you have to vote in the favor of the bill or the law, or you have to support the government. Okay, so whip is an order. If I am an MP of BJP, my BJP party whip, person named as party whip, is noun. Okay, noun will order verb. Noun will issue an order in the form of the verb. Noun whip. Whip could be a person. Whip is a person who issues a whip, a verb here, to ask the other MLAs and MPs of the party to vote and be present, in the Lok Sabha on a given day and vote in favor of the bill or against the bill. If it is opposition, if the whip is issued by the opposition, both the parties issue the whips to their respective MPs. Opposition will say, don't vote in favor of the bill, vote against the bill. Ruling political party introducing the bill will say, you have to vote in favor of, let's say, Waqf Board Amendment Bill. Got it? So this is how these bills are introduced and these bills are passed in the Lok Sabha by the ruling political party. If on that day any MP votes against the bill, let's say, let's use the red color, if an MP votes contrary to the direction issued by the party whip, then that MP can be held liable for anti-defection law, for violating the anti-defection law, and the party whip, the leader whip is legal, yes, and that party whip, the leader of the political party, that issued the whip, can ask him, can recommend the Lok Sabha to disqualify an MP for the breach of the whip, right? Now you see, this is how the whip is issued. Chief whip. Whip is an officer. Chief whip officer. Chief whip is a whip, main whip of the political party. Who issues this whip? Whips are of three types: one line whip, two line whip, three line whip. One line whip is generally asking the members to be present. Okay. Two line whip is to be present and vote on the bill. Three line whip is to be present to vote on the bill in a particular direction. Okay, so see here, three line whip is the most commonly used whip these days. Now let me take you through the text here. A one line whip, underlined only once, is usually issued to inform is usually issued to inform the members of a vote and allows them to abstain in case they decide not to follow the party whip. Okay, so one line whip is a bit lenient in nature. It is telling the members of the political party, let's say here, Aam Aadmi Party whip will issue the order to all its MPs of Lok Sabha that there is a vote that is going to happen, informing about the vote, and allows them to abstain in case they decide not to follow the party line. In case the party wants them to vote against the bill, but they do not want to vote against the bill, they can abstain. They can absent themselves from that day, on that day, from voting, so that they don't have to take a stand contrary to their party's wish. Lenient because it is giving them the leeway, the flexibility to not to attend the proceedings of the House. Second, two-line whip directs them to be present during the vote but does not tell them how to vote. Okay, again flexibility, be present but vote according to your wish. Third, be present, it is the strongest. Third, three-line whip is the strongest. It is telling them to be present and to vote in a particular direction. So this is the most strictest. This is the strictest of all the whips of all the three. So this is telling them to how they are supposed to vote, and they have no leeway to be absent. They have to be present, they have to vote, and they have to vote in a manner in which the party wants them to vote. So three line, that is why. Okay, you see here, this whip that we have incorporated here is a three line whip. The following very important issue will be taken up in the Rajya Sabha on Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday. The Government of National, this NCT bill in which Aam Aadmi Party is interested. So Aam Aadmi Party whip has issued this. All members of Aam Aadmi Party in Rajya Sabha are requested to kindly remain present, number one, from 11 a.m. without fail and support the party stand. Okay, if any MP says that I'm not going to follow this whip, that party MP will be treated as somebody who is against the party. Okay, who is working against the interests of Aam Aadmi Party, despite being an MP who was elected on the Aam Aadmi Party ticket, who was elected on Aam Aadmi Party. For example, let's say Raghav Chaddha. Raghav Chaddha elected on Aam Aadmi Party ticket. Later on, he says that I'm going to vote against this bill, against this whip, against this bill. So then party can recommend to the speaker that this MP, this MP should be disqualified. Okay. Now, our Honorable Vice President of India, Chairperson of Rajya Sabha, what is he saying? He is saying that this whip phenomena has curtailed the individual expression, individual freedom of speech and expression of these MPs and MLAs. Is it right? Yes. UPSC had asked the question way back in 2014. Same question, ditto, copy paste, but a little bit of change was there. Okay. So if the party whip is crippling or curtailing the freedom of speech and expression of individual MPs and MLAs, what is the problem? Party MLAs are elected, MPs are elected on the basis of party ticket. Had it not been for Aam Aadmi Party popularity, had it not been for Kejriwal, should Raghav Chadda have had he been able to win on his own? He wouldn't have been able to stand a chance, maybe in the first inning. But here is the problem. An MP belonging to party ABC, just a hypothetical scenario. Okay, so once he is elected on the party ticket, he is not just supposed to be loyal to the party, he is also elected by the people, his electorate. Okay, if he thinks that his party serving his party's, if this MP thinks that serving his party's interest is contradictory to serving the people's interest. For example, when the farm law ordinances were introduced, farm law bills were introduced, an MP from Punjab elected on BJP ticket may not want to support the bills because his electorate in Punjab would not be happy. They would not elect him again. What should he do in that case? If he votes in a direction contrary to the party's wish, minus if he votes in a direction voting in a direction in which his party wants him to be, plus the cursor does not, this pen does not work at the corners, so that is why plus is being put here. Okay. So that is why to in a way recalibrate this situation, or to what to do, or to allow enough leeway to MPs to vote in a direction in which their voters would be in good humor, to keep the people, their constituency in good humor. What we can do, my suggestion on the basis of readings of public administration and polity all these years through the editorials etc., is number one. Number two, MPs should be given flexibility to not to vote in favors of the, to not to vote in the favor of the bill or vote against the bill. MPs should be given freedom to vote as per their own liking, as per their own heart, as per their own wish, and their vote leading to non-passage of the bill if it is by the government, and their vote in a direction contrary to the direction issued by the whip should not be construed as government lacking majority or MPs siding with some other political party. Got it? For that to happen, no confidence motion should be there. For example, if all the MPs of BJP, they don't want the farm law bills introduced by the BJP to be passed in the Lok Sabha, that non-passage of the bill by introduced by the BJP should not be construed as or assumed as the fact that BJP is lacking support. For the support, you should conduct no confidence motion. You should conduct the vote of the House on whether they like the PM or not. It might be the case that they like the Prime Minister, they like the BJP government, but they don't like a particular bill by the BJP government. Clear? So we can dissect the two issues. Voting on a bill in a manner they like, one thing. Ousting the government or not supporting the government is a different thing. Got it? So this is how we can reconcile the otherwise irreconcilable looking situation. Got it? Moving further. Now let's move to the other part. This is all. Who enforces the whip? Everything I have explained it to you. Please go through the PDF once. You will get to know a lot of points. Now, Manrega stares at funds crunch. No additional allocation forthcoming. 86,000 crore rupees were allocated. First thing first, Manrega is a demand-driven program. That means it is an open-ended scheme in terms of funds. Open-ended schemes means those kind of schemes which do not have any upper limit on the funds that they could be allotted over a given period of time. It's a demand driven scheme. Noted. Now, the problem is if the Manrega funds are not allotted, so the Manrega demand will go down automatically. Okay, people will if until the funds are exhausted, 86,000 crore rupees are exhausted. After this, there will be no work. If there will be no work, people will not come up for seeking more work, more number of days. So 2005 में नहीं, ये क्वेश्चन 2014 में आया था. सिंगल जनरल इंस्ट्रक्शंस, डबल इंपॉर्टेंट इश्यूज, ट्रिपल क्रूशियल वोट्स. यस, यू आर राइट. ओके, ये क्वेश्चन 2005. दिस क्वेश्चन वाज आस्क्ड इन 2005. नाउ, sorry for the slip of tongue in the Hindi language. I'm supposed to speak completely in English. Now, Section 3 of the Manrega Act clearly states that the disbursement of daily wages shall be made on a weekly basis or in any case not later than a fortnight, 14 days. Can this be asked as a question in UPSC prelims? Yes, this can be put as a question in the prelims examination, guys. Okay, let me just see the duration and everything. Okay, so this is there. Okay, now 60-40 split. The center also has a liability of 5715 crore rupees as against its share of material component. What are the material components? The uh, hand tools that they need, the sand, the stone, which is procured from the local vendors, cement, etc. If those bills are not paid on time, the vendors may not give the the vendors may not sell the material for Manrega to the government machinery, to the government VDO, village development officer, or BDO, block development officer, because the payment is not done on time. The sellers, let's say Shakti cement store, it is selling cement to Manrega work, for Manrega work. Shakti cement store will not sell it the next time if their payment is delayed. So that is why timely disbursement of funds under Manrega is very important. Now let me tell you why government is why government is not releasing or does not want to invest funds in Manrega. Number one is durability of assets. The assets created under Manrega are not of that quality that can sustain itself until the next monsoon, after the next monsoon rather, or second or third monsoon. We see the assets created under Manrega getting washed away, most of them. Some of the assets created under Manrega, for example, digging up of wells, digging up of these reservoirs, water reservoirs. Okay, these stand the test of the monsoon. But many assets which are like kacha roads, right? Those roads may get washed away, might get washed away with the very next monsoon. So that is why government wants that we should replace Manrega. The second problem is political. Mahatma Gandhi, the moment you use the Mahatma Gandhi name, it seems that it is being funded by many people who are illiterate, not that well aware. They think that Rahul Gandhi is the grandson of Mahatma Gandhi or great grandson of Mahatma Gandhi, ungreat though. So the problem is that allegiance of name. Okay, so that is why we should name these schemes like national rural, national, or Pradhan Mantri is also another good idea. Prime Minister is an institution, it goes on. But this Gandhi thing has confused many people, and that is why BJP does not want it to continue. Political reason, administrative reason. The assets quality needs to be improved. Has government done anything to improve the assets quality? Yes. Earlier, money spent on material to wages. Earlier, the money spent on material was 50% and wages was 50%. Okay. So, material, if cement, etc., is being purchased, if 100 crore rupees are being allotted to Manrega, 50 crore rupees are being spent on purchase of cement, iron rods, etc. Earlier it was the scenario, and 50 crore rupees would be spent on wages, salary payment, the workers that wages they are paid. Now, to reform Manrega so as to create better assets, what did the government do? Government in 2015-16 changed the material to wages ratio to 59 is to 41. Got it? Out of 100 crore rupees allotted to Manrega, 59, approximately 60 crore rupees will be allotted for purchase of material. Why? Because the more the material, the more will be the strength of the assets created under Manrega. Walls created under Manrega. Because walls would not be made with bricks kept on the bricks using mud or sand, mud or as the glue. Instead, we should use cement. To purchase the cement, we need more money. We need pakka bricks, hardened bricks. We don't need muddy bricks to be used. So that is why material component of the funds was increased so as to create better assets under Manrega. Okay, so these changes have been brought about. I'm telling you these changes because facts are something that you can read on your own. Reading out this clipping is not a big issue for you, right? Another change was, if you want to construct village bridge, rail over bridge, imagine this to be a rail over bridge. Okay, so here passes the train, we see the Jalgaon rail tragedy. Okay, many a times we see that school van, the chota hathi, the tempo traveler, e-rickshaws, the kids, the school going kids, on their way back home or on their way to school, sometimes because of open railway passages, they get mowed down by the moving passing train. So that is why what they thought is, on the other side of the railway track, many villages in India are demarcated on the basis of left side of village railway track or right side of railway track. So here is village 1, here is village 2. Imagine, clear? This is the proposed railway bridge that needs to be constructed, connecting the two villages. Village on the other side of the railway track, villages on the left side of the railway track. Okay. So now, earlier administrative guidelines were such that funds allocated for Manrega for village 1 have to be used only in village 1. Okay, district collector was duty bound. Otherwise, if he spends the funds in a manner that he constructs an asset in village 2, he would be under CAG audit. He would have to face CAG questions as to how did you spend funds in village 2 when they were meant for 20 lakh rupees were meant for village 1. How could you spend them for village 2? Got it? Now, with the change of guidelines, such assets which are inter-village in nature, be it a river pond, be it channelizing a river, be it constructing a rail over bridge connecting two villages, those funds could be clubbed from village 2. For example, village 2, relatively larger in size, had got 30 lakh rupees in the financial year. So 30 plus 20 for village 2, 50 lakh rupees. This rail over bridge of iron rods or girders could be constructed now. Got it? So these unique points, telling you these unique points is my duty here. How the Manrega is being reformed so that it does not face funds crunch, right? Yeah. Now moving further, the delay in the material component has a domino impact affecting the future projects. When there is a continued delay in material now how you have to make notes so as to memorize this point? Quickly draw this bridge so that you can cover you can bridge the difference in your notes and what I'm teaching. Okay. Now, Parliamentary Standing Committee report also highlighted the fact that government is trying to artificially suppress the work under Manrega. Academics and activists who are closely monitoring the program have said that low budgetary allocation leads to artificial suppression of demand. If you are allocating lesser funds to Manrega over a period of years, what will happen? People will get workers working under Manrega for until like 10 years now. They will get weaned off. They will get weaned away. Okay. So they will get turned off that they don't want to work under Manrega anymore because they are not getting timely payment of wages. So that is why they will find work somewhere else. Manrega wages are connected to consumer price index rural. Okay. So these things, small things are there. Now, should governors be appointed state universities? This explained section of the Hindu newspaper we have taken from मनरेगा फंड कब आया, कौन से आर्टिकल के तहत? सी, he is basically asking, मनरेगा has been started under which article of the constitution? This is the only thing that I can answer. So check out the directive principles, which specific article talks about doing something for livelihood of the village people, unemployed people. That article I can tell you, okay, but then that will defeat the purpose. Check out Article 39. Which clause is it? Just mention in the comment section after finding it yourself. So now, should governors at the state universities? Now quickly write this down. There are 2-3 models. The writer has discussed about a younger committee, the committees appointed by the governments over a period of time, which have these committees have studied these matters. We know that chancellors of universities, state universities, are governors. Okay, central universities are there, like universities created by central government entirely. For that, central government, President of India appoints chancellors, right? And state universities, for them, state governments appoints chancellor. By default, India has followed a model wherein governor happens to be the chancellor of state universities, right? But now, because of excessive politicization of the office of governor, what is happening is politicization is feeding into the curriculum, is feeding into the university's way of working. Removal of principals, teachers, syllabi revision, text, chapters on Mughals need to be deleted. Political party in power needs to be given more weightage, more, it should be shown more in positive light. Okay, blame passing on Congress, which is not bad. Congress has also done all those things. I am not going into the political territory. We have told you the problem. What is the problem statement? Problem statement is that governor's institution is already politicized across the political spectrum. We are not talking about Congress, BJP. Now the problem is, okay, now the problem here is when the governor's politicized institution is heading the chancellorship of universities. So that is why we are exploring various models. Okay, now a commission was appointed by Tamil Nadu. That commission suggested that governors should keep away from this kind of a heading the chancellorship. Okay, then another committee, Sarkaria commission, then Panchi commission also suggested on this. Panchi commission suggested that governors should be appointed. Okay, governors should be appointed, but they should governors should be given a chance to appoint somebody else who happens to be an academician, person who excels in academics. Governor's authority, governors themselves should not head it. Okay, but governor should appoint some academician as the chancellor of the university. Governor should themselves keep at arm's length. Another model that has come up in state of Telangana, etc., is that government is passing the bill there, state legislature is passing the bill to create way that state government will decide, state legislature will decide as to who would become the chancellor. Okay, then another debate came up in the Supreme Court. Does the power of the governor to function as per the aid and advice of Council of Ministers, as per Article 163, Clause 1. It must be written over here. Okay. The Raja Mannar Committee, it was appointed by Tamil Nadu. Raja Mannar Committee on Center-State Relations, appointed by the government of Tamil Nadu, argued that governors' statutory functions are included within the meeting of functions under 163. That means this Tamil Nadu committee that we were talking about, they said that governor is required to act on the aid and advice of Council of Ministers of the state. Article 74, Union Parliament, President is supposed to act according to the aid and advice of Council of Ministers. Similarly here, governor is supposed to act according to aid and advice of Council of Ministers. So Raja Mannar Committee on Center-State Relations, appointed by Tamil Nadu government, They said that this should be the scenario. Okay, then the second commission that came up is NCRWC. Acha, what did Supreme Court say on this? Supreme Court said that, so the governor should perform this function, but Supreme Court said that no, insofar as governor is appointed as the chancellor, it is his independent function. That means governor as chancellor is not bound to act according to the aid and advice of the Council of Ministers. This is where the problem comes from. Supreme Court is saying governor, when appointed as a vice chancellor, is not bound by the advice given by the Council of Ministers. Okay, so what is the model in UK from where we have borrowed this institution of chancellorship? They have in UK in the chancellor appointed by the university's executive council model. Okay, several universities in UK like Birmingham University, Canada, McGraw-Hill University, Australia, Melbourne University appoint ceremonial chancellors through their executive council or board of governors. Board of governors of university, not the governors of state. Okay, so this is how in UK the system functions. Now the problem is which approach should we follow? Over a period of last through 3-4 years, especially 2022 onwards, Kerala, Punjab, what they have done is they have said that chief minister will be the chancellor and he will perform ceremonial functions. He will be the ceremonial head of the university. He will not interfere in the day-to-day functioning. Well, this particular article says that appointing a highly placed constitutional functionary, politically powerful functionary like chief minister as the chancellor and expecting him to be ceremonial is more utopian, a dream. Okay, is more hypothetical situation. So it would be unbecoming of the chief minister to head the position of chancellor of university and remain as a dormant leader, as a ceremonial leader. So that point is not followed. Okay, so they say that the model that suits India is that we should have governors appoint the academician. How does it boil? Governor should appoint an academician as the chancellor of the university. That person should not interfere in the day-to-day functioning of the university. He should just be the ceremonial head. Okay, he should be a decorated person having a lot of degrees, accolades to his academic career. Right? Now, what's the problem here? Who will do the day-to-day function? It could be the executive council of the university, or it could be the vice chancellor. Actually, the functions, the degrees that you see, degree issued to you is issued under the signatures of the vice chancellor only. Okay, chancellors have been the ceremonial heads always. Now, the problem is when the ceremonial head governor becomes active head and starts interfering in the day-to-day functioning of the university, leading to politicization of the syllabus and the student unions, etc. That is where the problem comes. Right, now moving further, National War Memorial. See, these type of topics are highly factual. What is the structure of it? How many circles are there? With due respect to the sentiments, with the to the bravery, to the sacrifice made by our soldiers, let's go through it. First circle, the largest is the Raksha Chakra. See, until now we had Amar Jawan Jyoti to pay homage or to pay respects to our soldiers who sacrificed their lives, martyrs who sacrificed their life during 1971 war, right? But we did not have a national war memorial uh, which recognizes individual sacrifices. Okay, so now what we have done is we have constructed this national war memorial in which a tablet, a granite tablet tile kind of a thing will be dedicated to each of the soldiers who sacrifices on the line of duty, who gets killed on the line of duty. Got it? So this is the difference between National War Memorial and Amar Jawan Jyoti and other structures that we have created to pay respects to our martyrs. Now, first circle is Raksha Chakra, or the circle of protection, marked by a row of trees, each of which represent soldiers who protect the country. Second circle, the Tyag Chakra, the circle of sacrifice, has circular concentric walls of honor based on the chakra view. You can see it here. Okay, Google it out for your better clarity. What stone is it made in? Those kind of questions can be asked in interview. Okay, not in prelims though. The walls have independent granite tablets for each of the soldiers. This is the best thing about it. The walls have independent granite tablets for each of the soldiers who have died for the country since independence. As of today, there are 26,466 names of such soldiers on the granite tablets etched in the golden letters. As we say metaphorically, the name would be written in golden letters. So same thing is happening here. A tablet is added every time a soldier sacrifices or dies on the or kills or gets killed on the line of duty. A granite tablet embossing his name, etching his name, is added to the Tyag Chakra. Okay, the sacrifice one. Now, third circle, Virta Chakra. Fourth circle, Amar Chakra, the circle of immorality, which has an obelisk and an eternal flame. So, flame keeps lit every time. Okay, so this is there. Now, moving further, adults diagnosed with ADHD have shorter life expectancy. According to the British Journal of Psychiatry, adults diagnosed with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, on an average, they die earlier than those without a diagnosis of this problem, this medical ailment. It was carried out by a team of 8 UK based researchers. So, ADHD, why does it happen? What are the findings of the study? Again, factual. So, you want me to invest time in factual, or shall we move on to the other analytical news if there is any? As I said in the beginning of the news analysis, there will be 3-4 topics, be them of economy, polity, social issues. Those will carry a lot of analysis and inputs from my side as a current affairs analyst. Rest of the topics which are factual in nature, as a duty as a current affairs teacher, will be incorporating them, but there is no point in me just reading them out and you being a passive listener to it, right? So that is the advantage of studying in English, that you can read things yourself and can be factually ready for this exam. Okay, children with ADHD who were followed into adulthood had a shorter life expectancy of about 8.4 years. Biggest predictors of shorter life expectancy in adults with ADHD is lower incomes, fewer years of education, a greater likelihood of smoking, shorter sleep duration, poorer nutrition, and risky driving. So these are the predictors. Okay, lower income because they are prone to forgetfulness, then not so good on nutrition. So those things are there. Okay, geo-tagged digital identity helps Kashmir's chinar trees stand tall. So Jammu and Kashmir government had launched Tree Aadhaar mission for conservation of region's chinars. Only 40,000 odd chinars are left in the Jammu and Kashmir region. Okay, so that is why, to protect them, to basically monitor whether any chinar is being felled or being chopped off, this mission Aadhaar, geo-tagged based identification of trees mission in simple language, was launched by the Jammu and Kashmir administration. Okay, so JKRFI began a chinar census in the Union Territory in 2021. According to data from JK Forest Research Institute, Kashmir was home to around 40,000 chinar trees, but the numbers are falling steadily. That is the reason that this was brought about. Now, in the light of, in the advent of this news article, we are supposed to study who gave the name Chinar to them. Jahangir. Okay, factual details again, full of factual details it is. Okay, now Mughal Emperor Jahangir, the word Chinar came into use after someone witnessed crimson red chinar tree leaves from a distance during autumn season and shouted Chinarast, a Persian phrase meaning what flame is that? Okay, so it looks like flame, red color, if seen from a far off place, because of effects of looming mirage kind of effects, it seems like there is a fire at a distance, but it is not. Okay, so you should know this because of this kind of a thing, especially someone preparing for Jammu and Kashmir PCS etc. should know this. Now role of Jahangir, everything is shown here. We should be more interested in application of science and technology here. Okay, because whenever this geotagging kind of thing is done, or microwave, etc., LED, OLED difference, LCD, LED difference, what is UPSC? What have we observed is UPSC is interested more in the application of science. Geotagging is the process of adding geographical identification metadata to various media such as photos, videos, website, SMS messages, and QR codes, and even trees. If this tree stands here, okay, precisely longitudinal and latitudinal Google pin can be pinned there, that yes, there existed a tree, there exists a tree. So that if anyone says, any corrupt member of the forest department says that no, there was no tree here, we can pinpointedly say that at this longitude and latitude, geotag was identified through the GPS. Where is the tree gone? Okay, so because trees are being chopped off because of corrupt bureaucratic machinery or whatever other reasons are there. Now, another, this article would not be complete without mentioning the abrogation of Article 370. This kind of a program would have never come to light, even though it might have been run by the state governments, the political parties that were ruling the government in Jammu and Kashmir. Okay, but now the UT administration, thanks to the central administration, these things are getting attention. Otherwise, because of the separatist leaders, etc., the lovely relationship that political dispensation and separatist leaders had, these things were happening. Illegal smuggling of chinar trees, etc., deodar trees. Now that phenomena will come to a halt. Okay, this data usually consists of latitude and longitude coordinates. Though it can also include altitude, bearing, distance, accuracy data, and place names. Okay, so basically place names are also identified on the basis of longitude, latitude, and in mountainous region, hilly region, height also, altitude also. So this is how geotagging works. Briefly, you should know about it. Okay, now why are crypto withdrawals being restricted for investors? This deserves a bit of attention. Economy article for our news analysis today. Quickly, we'll conclude it. Now, see what has happened is MGNREGS, a crypto platform that is US headquartered and Bengaluru based, announced that it was temporarily pausing the withdrawals of cryptos until January 28 to enhance the security of our platform and safeguard against bad actors. So, what is happening now? And imagine it to be like this system. MGNREGS is a platform where buyer and seller can buy the coin or sell the coin. He bought it for 40,000 rupees. 40,000 rupees debited from his bank account. Let's say, I'm not going to name any bank. Okay, let's say HDFC. Fine. Now, this person, buyer, he sold it, seller sold it for 40,000, buyer bought it for 40,000. After 2 months, the price is 60,000. Buyer now wants to sell it to some third buyer, prospective buyer. Okay, he can do so. But if in case he wants to withdraw this and save it in his computer with his unique number of Bitcoin or any other crypto coin, he cannot. Government of India's, because of the diktats or orders of the Government of India, RBI, because these coins, the cryptocurrencies could be used for purchasing drugs or paying some serial killer or contract killer. Okay, some illegal activity, money laundering basically. That is why withdrawal of coins is stopped by these platforms. But how are the investors getting affected? If an investor wants to withdraw this, he cannot. However, he can convert it into money, into rupee, into local currency anytime he wants. Okay. Now, when they say that you cannot withdraw it, sometimes they say that you cannot even convert it into rupee, the currency you bought it with. 40,000 rupees, now 60,000 rupees, but you cannot even withdraw the 40,000, the actual money invested in it. Sometimes the investors, the buyers, sellers, they feel that coin DCX, etc., they are facing liquidity crunch. That means these platforms selling these coins do not have enough cash to pay up. But these coin platforms, the trading platforms, they have their own crypto withdrawal policies. They get changed without warning, or that they were not flagged clearly in the first place. This naturally leads to fear in the minds of crypto investors that if the exchanges are trying to hold on to user assets, users' money, the actual rupees invested in the coins, or they have some liquidity problem. Some companies do not allow crypto withdrawals. However, users can withdraw their investments by converting their crypto into INR on an exchange and receive the money in their bank accounts. This second part is on the basis of government orders, because government does not want a parallel currency. Rupee should be the only fiat currency of the government. If you are transacting in crypto coins, you might transact into something which the government is not able to trace. For example, during elections, election commission is seizing upon a lot of money. It is checking every vehicle. But how would you check bitcoins? One bitcoin could be of 70,000 rupees, 1 lakh rupees, right? So that is why there are two reasons. One, maybe the crypto platforms, they have lack of liquidity, cash. Second, at the behest of the government guidelines, crypto platforms, so that they themselves are not blocked by the government, banned by the government, they are not allowing the withdrawal of coin to act as, to enable it to act as a parallel currency. They don't want it to act as a parallel currency, parallel to rupee. Got it? Most common reasons: exchanges fear that the Indian authorities could penalize the crypto exchanges as a whole. They could ban it, like TikTok. If it is discovered that users have been withdrawing their assets in crypto. Okay, so what is the need here? What is the solution here? What needs to happen to enable crypto withdrawals? As the government taxes cryptocurrencies, please bear this in mind. As the government taxes crypto gains and transactions, legislations should protect Indian investors and does not encourage Indian crypto uh, businesses. Okay, so there should be a well drafted legislation, well nuanced in its approach, to guide the further approach of the government. Government is ambivalent, okay, dicey, zigzag kind of a phenomena. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. You are taxing the crypto gains from budget 2020 to 2023. Government is getting the tax on uh, capital gains. If somebody's purchased it for 40,000, selling it for 60,000, then on the gain of 20,000, tax has to be paid. When government is taxing something, in a way an element of legality has come. So when the element of legality has been given to cryptocurrencies by the government to properly regulate them, the need of the hour is to come up with a well drafted legislation, put it for public comments and enact it ASAP, so that we do not miss out on this bus which is already running, and government is late in boarding it. RBI is late in boarding this bus. The regulator is chasing the bus. In a way, the driver is left behind in the automated bus thanks to cryptos, right? So this is there. um, Proper policy has to be there. Now questions for answers for 25th of January 2025. Question number one's answer is B, 1 and 3. Then which of the following is not a characteristic generally associated with the Iron Age in India? Third, B, a parabolic path involving powered. So trajectory of a ballistic missile. We had a lengthy discussion on that day. Arrange the following Indian states bordering Myanmar from north to south. Okay, I told you about Myanmar had created a small YouTube short also. The short is on why we are attaching so much of importance to Indonesia. Then questions for 27th of January very quickly. Question number 1, then question number 2, question number 3, question number 4, geo-tagging technology, and question number 5. So this was all in today's news analysis, guys. We'll keep it crisp and concise, but it'll be laden with a lot of analysis. That is what English students should watch it for. coverage of all the factual news. We at PW Only IS English have come up with the factual, the magazine there, okay, to cover all sorts of news. Then we have your daily current affairs being shared on the Telegram channel, and then this English news analysis where we discuss the issues, where we analyze the issues so as to enable you to have a thorough command on pros and cons of an issues, positives and negatives, arguments in favor, arguments against. The PDF will be shared in a short while from now on the Telegram channel. Do read it and attempt the question that will be shared on the same Telegram channel. Jatin Verma sir, PW Only IS English. Have a good day. Plan your day well in order to not waste another day. Thank you. Bye bye. Make your plan for February well in advance. You are at 27th of January today. Make sure that the month of 28 days is planned well so as to extract the output of 31 days from it. Thank you. Bye bye.